say hi, please, to...
Hello, hi. Good evening to everybody.
So, siya yung pinaka may voice of reason dito. Joel, please tell us about Bikes for the Philippines. First, the two-sentence definition.
It's giving away free bicycles to public school children who need to walk 3 kilometers to school. And at the risk, well, some of them are at the risk of dropping out, of course, from the poorest of the poor. And then the other one is bringing back kids who dropped out of school and wants to go back to school. So we also give them a bike.
When you say they walk 3 kilometers to school, is this in a specific area, Santo?
Public school children all over the Philippines. That's the idea. But now we started in Baclayon, Bohol.
Baclayon, Bohol. Wow, because the school is located
there's in most of the cities, most of the public schools in the Philippines, the grade schools are near the areas where they live, but there's only one high school usually in the town. Like Baclayon only has one public high school, and the town, all the primary or the grade schools are like 7 or 8 kilometers away. So when they finish primary school or grade school, they have to walk 7 kilometers to high school.
Wow.
And that's usually the typical case around the Philippines.
Tapos pag late ka.
That's why maraming dropout ngayon. Nagda-dropout sila. Distance and, the first shipment was 500 bicycles to the Philippines from Bikes for the World in the US.
Pero like, how do you teach them? Obviously, I'm sure they
not everybody knows how to bike.
Yeah.
May training wheels pa ba?
Wala na. So there's a new technique where we remove the pedals first, and it's in a little slope or downhill, and we let the kids go down the downhill, but not nakaupo lang sila. So balancing muna.
Nakaakat yung parang.
Yeah.
Medyo nakakatakot nga.
Yun muna. Tapos,
is that an effective way to teach someone how to
30 minutes. More, in the average, a kid can ride 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Basta we keep on doing that.
Is there live... people are asking if there's live stream. Can you reply to them for me, please? Joel, first of all, how did you get into this? How did you even remotely think of, hey, maybe we should give them bikes?
Kasi when I stayed in Baclayon for 5 years. I was doing community-based ecotourism programs, helping the fishermen actually stop catching manta rays. Kinda, what I was doing. So what we did is we microfinanced the boats, the fishing boats. We converted them to tourist boats. That was what we were doing. And then when I said that that was not enough, we couldn't help only the fishermen. We had to also help the farmers.
Yeah.
So we started going up to the hillsides, and I said, "Uy, ganda nito mag-trek. And we had a quad. We had a quad, yung 4 wheels. So we did the quad ride around the town. I said, "Uy, galing na nito ah." So we started this quad riding around the town, around the back where the hills were. And one of the highlights of the tour was when the guests would pass through in the schools, the kids would wave and say, "Hi, Joe," yung mga ganon. So, Manila, mataas. So I said, "I'll just get you bicycles." Sabi ko, madali lang yun. I can get bicycles for you.
Wow.
Yun lang naisip ko.
And then, kailan yung first step?
And then I went to the internet and I just typed in free bicycles. Ang dami mga foundations sa States. Oh. But then when I tried to do it on my own, they were asking like, foundation.
Are you registered? Are you a legal entity?
I just want to get bikes. I don't need to, So I called up my cousin, Jojo Grant, who lives in Massachusetts, who's an avid cyclist, and she also does volunteer work for like cancer, Ride for Cancer. But we collect bikes there and send it to the Philippines. That's all I did. That's the only way. But then she went also to the website pala.
Bikes for the World.
Bikes for the World, Bikes Not Bombs, Pedals for Progress. Ang dami sila dun eh. And so she came back to me giving me the same requirements. But I got stuck with this program they had. I was also for a while advisor to the Department of Tourism for scuba diving, for promoting scuba diving in the Philippines. So I believed in that the kids needed it. It was that was my motivation.
Kasi originally, I thought he was a biking enthusiast. And he wanted to evangelical, parang
Hindi.
the whole Philippines should bike.
Wala, no, I had no...
Or maybe you're some
Okay.
sort of environmentalist.
Oh,
Well,
Actually,
that's how I started.
Ecotourism.
Ecotourism.
Yeah, but in pala, it was the kids.
The kids was the one. Yeah, they were the ones who inspired me.
But did you encounter any difficulty like getting the bikes here? That
Yeah.
first shipment? Like,
Yeah.
Sa
aside
customs.
from, like, I mean, from this end, from our end.
Unloading. No, we waited 1 month in the for the container to be
Yeah.
released. Yeah.
To be released? You mean it was already in Manila?
It was so yeah.
What took it
So
long?
when they called me up, they said the next shipment is for the Philippines. That was July 6th was the next.
Wow.
So I went back again from Houston. I went
Back to Massachusetts.
I went to no, not
Where was
Massachusetts.
it?
Virginia. Yeah,
Virginia.
Maryland. I had to go back there. We loaded the bikes again. I helped load the bikes.
People helped you also.
Yeah, yeah. There
Like,
was, well, in the end, there was only 6 of us loading a 40
Wow.
foot.
A 40-foot container?
Yeah,
stand?
it's like a microwave oven when you're inside that container. It's hot.
Wow.
And then so I had to wait another month because they said they were shipping it out on July 16. That was July 6. So I said, I have to wait because baka hindi padala sa Philippines yung container. So I waited again until August. Then I returned back here in August. And that's when I started.
Inunahan mo lang yung container.
Hindi,
and then you
nauna
waited.
na yung container umalis but it didn't arrive yet. So that's when I organized everybody.
Okay, then
Firefly.
nung umabot na dito, okay, so yung kung may nakikinig man ngayon, if you just tuned in, we're talking to Joel Uichico of Bikes for the Philippines, where they actually accept bike donations. When the first batch came from Bikes for the World, and their goal is to give bikes to public school students who need it because of distance and etc.
Pero how do you teach them? Do you teach them safety also? I mean, it's kind of dangerous, di ba?
Well, ano
The helmet? Does it come with a helmet?
Ibang-iba yung, ayan, does it come with a helmet? Yun na lang.
Yeah, the program comes with each child aside from the bike it comes with a helmet. Then there's insurance. We give them insurance. We give them free shoes also. Free shoes aside from the bicycle.
But like, what about road safety? Or parang are they in the parts na walang roads? That's why it's...
I think
you're assuming
iba yung
they'll be
rural
safe,
biking
or-
sa urban biking.
Yun
Eh.
nga.
I'm assuming Bohol is very rural. So
It's rural,
iba
so
yung...
the road is really rough. That's
What if you
first.
take it to like, let's say, a more cosmopolitan area?
One of the requirements is you should not be the beneficiary should not be living
in,
on the road
So,
where public transportation.
kung
is
abot
available.
ng okay.
Kailan nasa bundok ka na. Iikot ka na. Tinime namin yun, yung walking. Siguro if it distance, let's say of 3 kilometers, they walk probably an hour. If they live 1 hour, it only takes them 3 minutes to get to school now. Downhill, sa downhill.
Wow.
Can you imagine? 3 minutes. Yung uphill, di mabilis din. Mabilis din than
You just
walking.
teach them to use the gears.
Teach
First
them how to use the gear. First gear, second gear. So it comes with training also. We train them.
And then the trainers are volunteers also.
We
Or-
have volunteers.
So everyone's a volunteer.
Everybody helps. We have a support group which is a group of cyclists from Bohol, the cyclists in the town. They help the kids also ride. We call it a community ride. So everybody comes and rides with the kids. Habang nagra-ride sila, tinuturuan ng mga cyclists kung change gear or this or don't do this. Pati hand signal. Last year we started with the we needed to parang experiment. So we started with the out of school youth muna. So
Okay.
these are in the DepEd they call it ALS, Alternative Learning System.
Why would they need a bike if they don't go to school? Where do they go with the bike?
No, that's why. So
If they have
the
a
incentive
bike.
for them to go back to school is we give them the bike already. Dapat bumalik sila sa school.
So yun ang unang priority.
Yun ang unang. That was the first.
Pag wala sa
group.
school, okay.
So may bike
Sino
agad
yung
sila.
next priority?
What if parang binigyan nyo ng bike, nag-school siya, the next year, hindi na siya nag-enroll, what happens?
To pull out yung bike. Babawiin yung bike. And the rule of you only use the bikes from house to school. School to house.
So they can't make lakwatsa
You
or
can-
buy suka from the
You
store?
cannot. Yeah.
How can you monitor that?
The teachers monitor it actually.
Okay,
The
as best they can.
As best as
Best
they can,
efforts.
yes.
What if parang the dad gets the bike? And
Meron nahuhuli. It's only a small town. In fact, I caught already 3 kids lending it to the parents. And I really stopped the parents. Because before we give the bikes, I interview each and every kid with the parents at the same time.
And
We
it's
explain
understood that-
what it is. We explain the whole process. And the thing that really strikes me the most whenever kasi is yung when I ask them, ano ba yung panaginip mo sa buhay? You know, all of them have nothing. They don't say anything. Like us, when we were small, it's like police.
A nurse, a doctor.
Something.
Yeah.
Ito wala, they have nothing. So their only thing was katapos lang ng 4th year. Can you imagine? So ano yan, it's so parang you feel na the bike can give them hope.
Somehow.
It's a
Somehow.
start.
It's a start.
It's, the feeling of being
And the mobility.
Yeah, and then you can do things on your own, technically.
If you just tuned in, we're talking about Bikes for the Philippines. It's a wonderful, wonderful project started by Joel Uichico, where their goal is to give bikes to all public school students who need to trek a distance to get to school. So right now, their pilot area is Baclayon in Bohol, because that's the area where they started. Because the school is not on a road, tama ba?
Yeah.
Not on a road accessible to
I think the whole shipment will be all the bikes will be shipped to Bohol in the 1st or 2nd week of April. The Philippine Navy is helping us. So this is the second time the Philippine Navy will help
Very,
us.
very helpful, the Philippine
Yeah,
Navy, the Army. They're always there.
We had the
help us
Army help us also repair the bikes. So we have the Navy shipping the bikes out. Yeah.
What does, aside from the obvious, which is bikes and etc., what does Bikes for the Philippines need? That
Well,
ordinary folks who are listening right now can actually...
Of course, shorts. Get shorts. The shoes. Yeah, we need
Ayun,
shorts.
cycling shorts?
Cycling shorts or shorts. Any.
Cycling punk?
We have even the
Pero
shoes
wag naman yung used na cycling.
Ay,
yeah.
wag naman yun.
Yeah, parang ano lang.
Yung bago naman, di ba?
Yeah.
Bago
Siyempre,
cycling.
so
Shoes, of course, siyempre.
Kung merong, anong tawag dun? Kung merong manufacturers sa, like yung mga nagsusupply sa, let's say, 168 or something.
Pero when I went into the bikes for isang basketball gym,
Parang ocean of
punong-puno ng
bikes.
bikes. Yeah. There's 18 million bikes, brand new bikes are sold in the US.
Wow.
Every year, 18 million. Ha?
Wow.
So ibig sabihin nun, nasaan na yung...
Kinaluman.
Nasaan na yun? Nasaan na yun?
No, seriously, because this Bikes for the Philippines, it's not just bikes for kids. It's really about many other things. One, it accelerates interest in education, access to the school, so that alone improves a lot of the next generation's critical thinking and etc. Kasi nakakapasok sila eh. Hindi lang yun, it also responds to the environmental need. It also reminds the government which roads have to be built pa and etc. So ang daming effects ng bikes.
Yes, it keeps you fit pa.
It keeps you fit.
Mental
Exactly. Your
well-being.
gams.
Gams, your butt.
Your gams and your gluteus maximus.
Alam mo, dapat yung mga senador natin, lahat sila mag-tandem bike. Lahat sila.
Anyway, final thoughts, Joel, before we let our next guest in.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody who, thanks for inviting me
Yes.
to 88.3 Jam.
Ang galing yung guest na
Thanks to the people who helped, like Marisoon, Jake, all these guys. Tom Shoes gave a lot of shoes to the kids. Tom's, yeah.
One for one.
Rocks, yeah, 1 for 1. April 10,
Yeah.
Day Without Shoes. Yeah.
One day without shoes.
So,
In Metro Manila.
April 10 ba yun?
April 10 here sa Manila.
Gusto ko yan.
Yeah, so,
Day without
Gusto ko yan. Ang sarap magpaa. Grabe.
Sabihin ko sa mami ko.
So,
Siguro nag-invento ng shoes.